said, do you want to kiss me?
What?
What?
Are you Aiden?
The way I cackled? Yulia, you might be my favorite girl. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island Season 13, Episode 39. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So the episode starts with Sean and Lola still talking about the Yulia confrontation. I can't even say confrontation, the Yulia conversation, because that's really what it was. At first, Sean was making it seem like he was laying down the law, but this time around, he's being more honest. He was like, yeah, we came to an agreement that this conversation wasn't going to come up again. It was pretty cordial, whatever. So then Lola says, well, I don't want to associate myself with people who are just so opinionated and this and that. Mika and Samraj are like, well, I think that we too are quite opinionated people. Lola's going to say, but your opinions are worth listening to. Yulia's opinions are just baseless. Where does that come from? Where does that come from? Lola, number one, is not beating the jealousy allegations, the xenophobic allegations, the crazy allegations. Like, girl, what? So anyways, we cut to Aiden and Priya. They're talking about what came out in the challenge. He does apologize to Priya for her finding out things that he didn't get a chance to speak to her about. He had planned to, but you know, the challenge just happened and whatever. It's always funny to me when people say that, but then I do have to remember that producers are deliberate about who can talk to who when. So maybe he truly didn't get the chance, but Priya accepts the apology and they move on from that. Martha apologizes to Jordan for not speaking to him first and going to Aiden, saying whatever he was saying. She says that Aiden is the one who put it out there that the door was still open. I don't recall that happening. My memory ain't the greatest, clearly, but I'm pretty sure it was her who was like, yeah, I am going to prioritize Jordan, but the door is still open if you do want to have some conversation. So that wasn't him initiating that. Also, he had moved on. Like, they had that conversation right before the recoupling, but once he picked Priya, he was focused on Priya. It's this girl who kept knocking down his door. Like, I don't know. That was kind of weird. So then, you know, she's talking to Jordan. She's saying, yeah, I'm all for you. It just sounds like BS to me.
You're my main focus in here.
You're locked in on me then?
Yeah. Find you attractive. There is a spark there.
That's why I picked you, you know?
Yay, we're locked in.
Oh, there you go, look. Talk about sexual chemistry.
Have y'all noticed that anytime a woman pays Jordan a compliment, he doesn't really reciprocate? He just absorbs. Oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah, wow. Oh, really? You think that? Oh, stop. Oh, you're doing too much. Ain't this the same man who the day before was talking about, oh, I just saved Martha. She needs to be over here talking to me instead of talking to Aiden. Well, why would she talk to you if you don't big her up? It's constantly her bigging you up. Before, when Mara was here, it was her complimenting him. Like, he doesn't really reciprocate energy with the women, but he just expects them to be, like, on him. But why? Your good looks can only take you so far. And honestly, for a lot of people, the good looks are also questionable. I'm just saying. Guys, I'm just saying. So anyways, she says, you know what? I'm going to have a conversation with Aiden and tell him that the door was closed. Did he not already close the damn door? Like, in the challenge, was that not the conclusion? Okay, well, if you want me to graft on you, then I'm off it. And she was like, yeah, cool, we're off it then. Anyways, Aiden comes over and he's like, okay, clearly there was a misunderstanding on where this was going to go. If either of us want to graft the other person, if either of us have to do the grafting, we're obviously not okay with that. So there's no point in keeping the triangle open. They agree and then they move on, which I felt like was already said, but fine. We finally put this to bed. Yulia comes out and she decides that it's time for her to bury the hatchet with all the women so that they can just clear the air and move on from the drama. Sourpuss Loca Lola, I think I'm just gonna keep calling her that. Loca Lola doesn't want to hear Yulia out, which isn't surprising to us, but it's like, damn, you are really unlikable.
Oh, I'm actually all right, thank you.
Why are all the girls united? I'm scared.
Just go.
No, I can't be asked.
No, back you, whatever you do.
She didn't want to come? Oh, it's okay.
Called me a load of names and was being disrespectful, and I'd be like, no,
I
I'm
think I've
alright.
just said my bit anyway.
I'm sorry, when did Yulia call Loca Lola out of her name? When? We know she said Jasmine was a bitch when they first came into the recoupling, but that was towards Jasmine, okay? When did Yulia say that towards Lola? Lola. When? And here's Sean with his delusional ass just going with the two, yeah, you know, if somebody's gonna just keep disrespecting you or disrespecting me or you and call you all kinds of names. She's the one who keeps saying she's a fucking bitch and I hate her. Also, she's talking about, I want to have a drama-free night. You're the only person dragging the drama. Yulia on multiple occasions now has tried to squash the beef. This is the third time. And you're the one who's just such a sourpuss. So y'all in the comments, you are correct. Robin was also interested in Sean. I completely forgot about Robin's existence, but it does make sense because like I said in yesterday's video, he did say he liked blondes and Lola dug them fingers into him, right? I'm pretty sure he's now realizing this was a big mistake. Not to say he should have gone with Robin, but he most definitely should not have made things so serious with him and Lola so quickly because the mask is off. Forget slipping, it is off. So then Yulia is apologizing to the women. Why now? Oh, this irritated me. Are the women gonna say, oh, you don't need to apologize. Oh, there's nothing wrong, sweetie. Oh, everything's fine, everything's fine. Every time this girl tried to explain herself, y'all weren't hearing her out. I don't know if there's also been a deliberate attempt to ostracize her, but we see her often just speaking with Martha and not any of the other women. We literally saw Lola say to, I think it was Yasmin, that Yulia's not a girl's girl. And honestly, I think that the other girls should not be speaking to her. I wouldn't put it past Lola to have gone around to every girl and say that to the girls. So I feel like there has been an element of leaving her on the outskirts and she felt like, okay, if I'm perceived as the person who's bringing all the drama, let me just put it to rest. Now the girls are going to talk about, oh no, you didn't need to do that. In the game, y'all kept using her as the scapegoat whenever something, you know, salacious was the prompt. Like, anyways, fine. She apologized. They accepted her apology. They had a nice big hug. They were even jumping and screaming. I know Lola was seething watching that happen. Before bed, Priya says that she's lacking a bit of confidence because the men in this villa have not chosen her wholeheartedly. That has to knock you down. Time and time again. You ain't got nowhere to go. You ain't got your friends to big you up. You don't got like new guys to just flirt with. You're just subject to all these men who've rejected you. That actually has to suck. So I really do feel for Priya. The girls tell Lola that they respect Yulia for saying she's sorry and whatever, burying the hatchet. Lola's like, I don't care. I don't like that girl. There's nothing she could say that'll make me like that girl. And we don't like you, but fine. Jasmine says she's tired of the narrative that her relationship is not going to work due to the age gap. Of course, maybe it's been said off camera, but guys, who brings it up other than Jasmine? I was a bit confused by that, but okay. Listen, it can work. Age gap relationships can work even if the woman is older. I'm older in my relationship. Our age gap isn't like, it's not as big as theirs. And it's still not a significant gap for me to say it definitely will not work. My main thing with Jasmine is stop harping on it because it's not going to change. Finley says that the journey with Ellie is smooth sailing. And everybody was getting freaky in the bed. Well, not everybody, but the Murphy brothers were definitely doing something. And Angelisa has finally taken Simba out of the doghouse. They were kissing in the bed. I was like, oh, okay, I can't be too mad at that. First thing in the morning, the villa gets a text that Tommy, Lorenzo, Finley, Jasmine, Martha, and Priya are gonna go on dates with 2 new bombshells.
I'm Alicia, I'm 23. I'm definitely going to get my flirt on. This little pocket rocket is incoming.
I'm Ethan, I'm 28, I'm very confident. I am a lover boy at heart, hopefully finding love again.
I'm kind of annoyed that these two are coming in so late in the game. I feel like Ethan would have been such a good person to have for longer. I think Alicia definitely gives bombshell energy. Like, she's stepping on toes. The girl does not care. Like, she's stepping on toes, and that's what a bombshell needs to do. But Ethan, he just seems so like wholesome and sweet, and he's so polite too. I I wish we had him a bit sooner. But anyways, the first dates are the dates with Tommy and Priya. Tommy says that he's open to get to know someone, but on the date, he didn't really seem like he was too interested, in my opinion. He did feed Alicia a strawberry, but I don't know. He seemed quite disconnected to me. I noticed that Ethan, I literally wrote down, I noticed that Ethan has very good manners. Very good manners. Priya wanted to start the conversation. He was like, first of all, hello, how are you doing? Like, he says a lot of thank yous. He's just, I like Ethan. I like him a lot. He does acknowledge that she has gone through the ringer dealing with the men on the show. I like that they also spoke about real life things. It wasn't just you're hot, I'm hot, let's be hot together. He actually was trying to ask about her life. She was asking the same, and it was a nice date. The next dates were with Jasmine and Finley. Jasmine is like, I'm closed off. I love my man. I'm not even going to entertain nothing else. So that's fine. Then Finley was taking a piss because I've never seen or heard Finley be this giggly, this giddy, this bashful. I said, what's going on? So then these two, they want to stand up and check each other's height. He's going to say, give me a twirl. And she twirled. Word to Tyreek. Oh my God. Flashbacks. She twirled. And he's doing all this. Oh, he's allowed. But I'm sorry. After getting so into, like, has anybody else had full I think Jasmine has. But, like, this girl is telling you, you're the one for me. She's crying about you and Casa Amor. You're going to fold and have sex just to turn around and do this. Yes, they haven't had formal conversations, but you knew where she was at. So to me, it just feels a little like, I don't like that. He says he wouldn't want to ruin things with Ellie for someone who wasn't worth it. And the only way he's going to know if Alicia is worth it is by having more conversations. All right. The last dates were with Martha and Lorenzo. Martha was on here? Yeah, Martha. Lorenzo, listen, we know that he likes something new. So he's excited, right? He teases a kiss, like, oh, I thought you were going to kiss me. We know that that's Lorenzo's line. It's that, and the woman has made her intentions known. So she's like, okay, simmer down a bit, but she can see that he's interested. She's giving him some energy, but she's also like, okay, like, cool it a smidge. With Martha, she had said that she wants someone who has a quiet confidence and who's not the loudest in the room. I fear that's not Ethan. Like, even the way that he was talking, maybe it's because he was talking to Priya, but on that date with Priya, he sounded like a very energetic person. I was like, I don't think Martha's going like that for real. But anyways, Alicia thinks that she could be the one to turn Lorenzo into an honest man. Girl, not going to be the case. He literally asked if it would be okay if he could flirt with her friends. Nobody can change this man. He is who he is. After the date, Ethan said that he enjoyed his date with Priya most, and Alicia said that Finley and Lorenzo were definitely the most open, and she was shocked by Finley because he gave the impression that he was quite closed off before she came in. So him being so open was a bit of a surprise. Priya and Jasmine noticed how giddy Finley is, and his response is, oh no, I'm just a happy guy. Okay. He also is referring to this as a true test because Casa Amor wasn't a test for him. And I guess that's true. It wasn't the fact that he wasn't wanting to explore. He just wasn't interested in the dark-haired girl. So was that really a test? Not really. He actually is attracted to Alicia. So, you know, there's a bit of temptation there. When everybody joins the bombshells and the people who went on the dates in the front yard, this man, he just cannot hide his interest in Alicia.
So you're open to getting to know her?
Yeah. AR, bro, automatic response. It really is going to be hard for my head to tune.
But it's already turning.
I told myself I'm never going to be able to make someone my missus in you.
I don't think Ellie knows this.
I know I said in the previous video that I miss when Ellie was a bit like, you know, a bit more rowdy, but now that she's, you know, falling in love, she has tamed down a lot. But I didn't expect the producers to blow up her ship literally the next day. Oh my gosh. Finley is very excited, right? And the guys are like, whoa, you're giving a lot of energy right now. don't you think that you need to have conversations with Ellie? I don't think that Ellie is aware of where you stand. You can see the guys trying to let Finley know you're walking down a dark path here. I don't think this is where you want to go. And he's like, well, I never really made anything solid. You didn't make anything solid, but you know that she's really, really, really into you. Like, that is not up for debate. He saw the footage of her talking about him. He ran to her after and kissed her. They've had sex since then. He's aware. Lorenzo was convinced, or he's trying to convince Yulia, that he was respectful on the date. But when he's giving his play-by-play to Yulia, she was not having it. She hit him with a pillow and she was like, that is not respectful at all. Why are you asking girls for kisses? Are you Aiden? Guys, again, cackled. He was talking to, I think, whatever, he was talking to some people and he was like, there's no way that I was the most flirty because at least I didn't spin somebody around. And speaking of spinning, here goes Finley. He's being asked by Ellie how things went on the date. The man can't find his words, can't find his footing. I said, oh,
Oh, you're annoyed or anything? But like, if I'm gonna chat to her, if she wants to chat to me.
Going back on what you kind of said.
Did I say it though?
Like, don't say something and then go back on it. You were like, it wouldn't be fair on them or me.
And I think we've never actually said we're 100% closed off.
I know.
For me, this is just like I'm just chatting to another person that's walked through the door.
Okay.
You can see that Ellie is trying with all her might to not pop off because realistically, he is allowed to explore. They haven't solidified things. But when he says that, it doesn't feel good to her. And she's honest about that. She's like, I'm allowed to feel hurt by what's happening. And I'm not telling you to do anything, but I am saying that this is hurting me. When he said that things weren't solidified, yes, he is correct. He is correct. But this... I'm of two minds because it is annoying for him to do this, knowing how Ellie felt. But also, as Ellie, we do sometimes as women mismanage our expectations. I've been there. Oh my God. There was somebody who I knew I should have had like a deeper conversation with regarding where we stand and stuff. And we did get intimate. And it was only after the fact that he made his intentions known. And I'm pretty sure he was deliberate about not saying it beforehand, because if he had said it beforehand, I would have been gone. I would have been gone. But after we had been intimate, of course, now I'm attached. Now we were on and off for a damn year. And that pissed me off because it's like, I knew I should have managed my expectations better, but I got carried away with my own feelings and didn't want to, take an assessment of what was going on. So I do feel for Ellie, but also Finley is correct. They didn't ever say like, we are closed off, we're not focusing on other people. I think he said that he was 100% in on her, but whenever people say that, it is based on who is here at the time, whether it's explicitly said or not. Like, that is the insinuation. So it's a tough one, man. I feel for her, I do, but also he's never definitively said, I only have eyes for you, nobody else can come and shake me. Like, he hasn't said that. Ellie sits with some of the girls and they let her know that Finley did ask for the girl to twirl, for Alicia to twirl, and she did not have this information. She gave Finley the opportunity to say that and he didn't. And one thing we know about Ellie, she lives in the black and white. She wants things to be definitive. Like, she don't play about the gray area, and Finley is living in that gray area right now. You can tell she wants to rage so badly, but she just can't because that's not her boyfriend. That's not her exclusive, closed off, whatever partner. So she's not really in a place to. The guys are telling Finley, I think you should be careful. I think you need to be more honest with Ellie. I think you need to, and he's like, what can I do? I'm just a boy. Oh, heard. You're just a boy? Okay. It was funny how the day before, what's his name now? Finley was talking about how Yulia has this attitude and he feels like she's the type to cuss out a waiter or something like that. I'm not saying Ellie would do that, or Yulia for that matter, but he too has a firecracker on his hands. So it's interesting seeing him move the way that he's moving, because it's like, do you know the lore of Ellie? I don't know if this is the road you want to go down, but okay. In the evening, the guys are still just saying the same thing. Hey, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Finley don't give a damn. Ellie does have a short conversation with Ethan, and I'm glad I wrote this down because in the end, it seems like I was correct. I felt like I was reading something. I said, it's sad to hear that she doesn't think that things could grow with other people because they looked good together. I felt like there was like a little bit of something. Later on, she does confirm that she actually is attracted to him and there would have been something, but her mind is with Finley. Girl, you could drop him. We don't mind. Alicia has a chat with Aiden, who says that it's nice to have some bombshells in the villa. They are a breath of fresh air. And she's trying to egg him on a bit. And I'll give Aiden this one little thing. This one little thing. He's like, yes, you are attractive. If it were the old me, I'd be pouncing all over you right now. But honestly, I'm trying to be respectful to Priya. And I don't think it's fair for me to do all of that. Like, I have to be respectful. She kept putting out some bait even after that, and he wasn't taking it. I gotta give him this one little thing. I'm like, really? It took Priya to make you, fix up? I don't think he's a completely changed man, but I'll give him this one little thing. This one little thing. Lorenzo and Yulia have a conversation about his flirtatious behavior, and he's trying to apologize, but he's not really doing the best job. He asks her if they're okay again, and she's like, honestly, my guard is up a bit. I have to protect myself because if you turn around and go and flirt with Alicia, I am going to feel away. So I'm not going to say that we're entirely good, but, thank you for explaining yourself, basically. Ellie has a conversation with Jasmine and Mika. This is where she says, I am actually attracted to Ethan, but the problem is I do really like Finley, and I don't see the point in pursuing somebody when my heart is with somebody else.
Oh, he's fine, sure.
I don't want it because the connection I have with friends. I would rather leave here with my head held fucking high.
What's wrong with it?
But you're still there. It's fine.
Okay, Ellie, just hear me out, babe. Hear me out, okay? You like Finley, right? Finley likes you, but it's clear you like him more. You say if you can't be with him, you'd rather leave. But if you leave without Finley, you're just gonna date somebody else at some point. Why not stay and give yourself the opportunity to date Ethan, who's right here, who you're attracted to? I get it. You are going to have to see, what's his face? I don't even care to name him now. You are going to have to see what's his face in the house. You are going to have to see him speak to somebody else, and you're going to experience the heartbreak for maybe longer than you would if you just had your time away from him. But there's somebody here who likes you, who you also like. And if you are going to move on anyways, you might as well move on in the house. No? Come on, sister. I think she's going to try to go, but the producers are going to try their best to keep Ellie in. They know we need Ellie. Please, keep her in the house. Lorenzo and Alicia have a conversation. Yulia was right to protect her heart because here he is talking to her more. And he says his strongest connection so far has been with Yulia, but, he could also have another connection. That's not off the table. Lord. I feel for you, Yulia, I do, but also this comes with dealing with Lorenzo. Honestly, it is what it is. Then Ellie takes, what is his name? Guys, the way my brain has just, Finley. Ellie takes Finley to the terrace. This guy, he's like, oh, I'm in trouble. Like, get out of here. She basically is pouring her heart out to him. And at first, it seemed like he wasn't taking her serious. But at the end of the conversation, he realized, oh, she's not playing around.
Do you want to fill me in on what you didn't tell me earlier on?
Well, the twirl.
Yeah.
It's just a twirl. Obviously, she's laying on thick. If I really wanted to, I could kiss her tonight. It's just conversations. There's like a little flirty in there.
Because it's not fair on myself, and that's me being selfish. I'm putting my heart out. Once I'm in, I'm in. I won't sit waiting.
Will you leave this place?
I would. Do what you need to do. Do what you want to do.
Okay, I'm of two minds, as I often am. I do appreciate that Ellie is being true to herself. She's putting her feelings out there. She's letting him know, this is where I stand with you. I feel like it's you or nobody else. Whatever, right? That's great. However, this is basically an ultimatum. It is an ultimatum. I can't even say basically. She's saying, if you're not going to choose me, I'm just going to go. So her journey in here is in his hands. And I didn't really like that. Like, if you're crying, and I'm not saying she's crying to be performative. I really do believe the tears. But if you're crying and you're threatening to leave, you are giving the person an ultimatum and you're kind of making them side with what you're saying because you're the emotional one. Yeah, I don't know. She's still here in the next episode, and it's Snog, Marry, Pie. Maybe pieing him will make her feel better. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that was an ultimatum, and I don't know how I felt about that. The thing is with Finley, I think things could have been better if he was just more transparent with her. I think he got caught up in their connection, and how could you not? There was nobody else here, right? And now that there is somebody else, it's exposing the cracks that are there. But if he was just more honest with her, we know that Ellie respects that. But then again, she did fall for this guy and she hasn't fallen for anybody else. So would she have respected it more at this time? I don't know. It's a tough one. You guys let me know what you think. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.